Here's Danny, and today, bit loud today in my house. So AI McKay takes over DICE has done a big blog post about the things they've learned from labs and the beta, and will change for the full release, including the Day 1 patch. The classes had a pretty equal pick rate overall, but Cairo OFC had more support since it's a close quarter combat map, and Mid-Peak had more snipers since it's an open map. Kills per hour was pretty much the same between open and closed weapon playlists. But interestingly enough, the match times are longer in closed weapon playlists, so I guess they feature a bit more equal matches. Revives were also higher in the closed weapon playlists. Makes sense, since there's more classic Battlefield players in there. They did say, however, that there wasn't a single dominant weapon type, and that most of the open weapon guns are spread across the classes. However, Sniper does have the highest rate on Sniper. Another thing they said, which was expected, and I quote, "After trying both playlist types, players chose to stick with open weapons. This reinforces our belief that open weapons is the right path forward for Battlefield 6. Makes sense if you hide the closed weapon playlist, and there's just a lot more choice with the open weapon playlists. Like there were no Rush or Domination closed weapons playlists available, who could have expected this to happen?" Don't you just love selective data? Reminds me of the Battlefield 5 time to kill changes where players complained about dying too quickly, which was caused by desync and netcode issues. But there was a designer named Alan Kurtz who wanted to do a big time to kill shift. So he used this data to force the two awful and widely disliked time to kill changes through. Anyway, there's more to all launch maps will be available across playlists from Day 1 at launch. Conquest, Breakthrough, and Escalation will each have their own dedicated playlists. The Portal section got renamed to Community, which houses the server browser and other tools, and its now apparently more prominently featured hardcore will be delegated to Portal, with official experiences. At launch, these will be the playlists, single-mode playlists, for favorites like Breakthrough and Conquest closed weapons experiences, intense close quarters battle playlists, action-packed all-out warfare playlists, and of course I will do the weekly rotation video like I've been doing every single week in Battlefield. DICE has seen the requests for naval warfare, and it has not gone unnoticed, nor have the calls for a certain fan-favorite little helicopter, platoons, and more. Whoa, platoons mentioned in 2025. What a time to be alive. There's also a Day 1 patch with the following changes. I'll mention the actually important ones. Stuff like animation fixes aren't that interesting, to be honest. You'll notice that movement feels more responsive, with changes made to pacing, and with several movement issues addressed to keep gameplay smooth and balanced. Recoil has been rebalanced on automatic weapons, making long-range gunplay more characteristic, rewarding tap firing and burst control. Rush and Breakthrough layouts have been revised for better balance between attackers and defenders. Operation Firestorm has been updated with improved vaulting, lightning, and performance, while Siege of Cairo spawn killing and out-of-bounds issues have been addressed. The MBTLAW is now the default engineer launcher. Deploy beacons are now limited to 1 spawn per player, 4 per squad total, helping maintain balance and prevent overuse. UI and HUD elements are clearer, with updated overlays, animated pings, new minimap options, and smoother loadout and deploy navigation. Settings and controls have expanded with new options, like VO volume sliders, sprint bob reduction, and a camera roll toggle for accessibility, plus refinements across platforms. Audio has been cleaned up, so pings are easier to hear, weapons and vehicles sound sharper, and missing delayed effects won't get in the way of your awareness. And as last, netcode improvements reduce desync, make time to death feel fairer, and address cases of invisible damage. Not the biggest set of patch notes there, but it's something I guess DICE had a lot of fika since the game went gold. Reminds me, I never actually seen any posts about the game going gold. Nobody of DICE holding a golden master copy or anything. Kinda sad, but don't be sad. This is how it works out. Sometimes. Anyway, to end it off, there have been 30 Battlefield Lab sessions, and more than 90 million hours of open beta have been played, making it the most community-tested and iterated Battlefield game. But hey, that's all I got for now. Subscribe for more. This was Danny, and I see you on the battlefield.